Council meeting will now come to order, March 22nd, 2023. Um, I'm gonna give the invocation to Heavenly Father. Thank you again for allowing us to be here today. Thank you for those that are able to be here. Thank you for us to handle the business of the city. Bless those that are unable to be with us tonight. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen.
Amen.
Um, Council members, you had an opportunity to review your meeting minutes. Are there any questions about the minutes as presented to you today? Not, I entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Since chair, in this opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number one, under unfinished business, I'm still waiting on some numbers for the millage rate, so I'm gonna ask that we table that again. Once I get the numbers of what an increase will look like, I'll make sure I pass that to the council. But I have to get that from the county, tax assessor's office. Any question about that? All right. Move on to item number two, parade permit request for the Love You More Kidney Walk. This parade permit originally had one date, but what we're gonna move this date to is April the 10th, April the 8th at 10 o'clock. It will not be a parade. It's just a parade permit request. It's gonna be a walk, and they'll be doing a 5K, just like last week. And that's again gonna be on April the 8th. That's a kidney walk. Chief, are we good to do a walk? Any issues with a walk on Saturday, April the 8th?
They said what they want to do that.
They're gonna do it the normal walkway, back behind, start at the library, and they go through town, go to the park, and then circle back around off of 9th Street. April the 8th.
Time?
10 o'clock.
They already did it.
Mhm. All right, yes, sir. Council, I ask that we approve the parade permit request for the kidney walk on April 8th, 2023 at 10 o'clock. Is there any discussion?
I make a motion.
It's moved and second. All those in favor, please let it be known by saying aye. Independent chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number one on new business parade permit for Melvin Gatewood with the American Legion. American Legion, Melvin Gatewood had did a walk with Sergeant Tommy Little for the last 2 or 3 years. This walk will be Operation Continued Service to honor the veterans that have passed on and in recognition of them. This will be done on April 29th, 2023 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Is there any discussion about that one, Chief? I'm working you pretty hard on April. Got a lot of walks.
They need a,
Just to get across the road. Other than that, if we're available to ride out front like we normally do, then we can. If we can't, then they understand. Oh, good. Okay, all right. That being said, I ask that we ask for approval for this parade permit on April the 29th, 2023. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposed? Independent chair, the ayes have it. And that motion carries. Item number two bids to prevent leakage in the city hall building. We put out a bid a few weeks ago. We have some leakage around the window sills. It's been that way for a number of years. So we gotta ask some people for some estimates for the window seal only, just to fix those areas, so we'll permanently never have to deal with this again. The bid that we received is this long bid. So I'm gonna ask that Mr. Wilder. This bid is from this bid was received on 2/22/23. I'm gonna ask Mr. Wilder to receive it, doesn't have a name on it.
Okay.
All right, this bid is from CJLC Taylor Construction Company LLC. And this bid is for the amount, as Mr. Wilder opened and said, for
$39,800. We got the budget set back there by the door, and I want to drop in.
so that's to fix the water leaks on the side. Again, we're gonna try to look at it and see if insurance is gonna help us out on it, so that way we can offset some of those costs. If not, then we might have to put it from capital improvement. But that's a little high, or do it in stages, because that's significant. So, but we got the bid, so we just gotta see what we're gonna do and move forward from there. Since we had no other bids, I make motion we receive the bid. Just because we receive it does not mean we're approving the project. We just need to take the bid up, since that's the only one that we received.
Question. During the time, as you get bids and stuff in, did anyone else talk to you about these projects? I know we got one bid, but anybody else saying anything to you about the project, about fixing it, with your bid? We already talked to them, they're so outrageous.
As far as the estimate,
Yeah.
From the people who I talked to, they said it was gonna be in the range to fix it right, $25,000-$30,000. So that's not too far off from that. A complete roof job, we did get a submission for that. A complete roof job is $300,000. So I don't know what. When I said we don't need a roof, the entire roof is not in disrepair. It's just the side areas that's causing water. So, does that answer?
That was it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Somebody talked about it, and he put it in.
Right. The only bid that we received for the repair that we just talked about was the one that we just that we got. So, any other questions about that? All right. Now, I entertain a motion to receive the bid as presented. Been moved and seconded to receive the bid, and before we proceed with any work, we'll bring it forward with the council. That way you all know what project we select. But since it's the only bid that we received, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And opinion, the chair, the ayes have it. And the motion carries. Item number 3, back to school sales tax holiday. The sales tax holiday for back to school is July 21st through July 23rd, 2023. It requires a council approval or denial, or approval if we go with it. And this would only be for certain items for back to school purposes. We normally don't do a lot of sales tax holidays, because sales tax is how we receive revenue to the city. However, this is the only one that we really do normally in the city of Allentown. And again, the date of this sales tax will be July 21st, July 22nd, and July 23rd. It ends on July 23rd at midnight. Are there any questions about that? Is there a motion to approve the sales tax holiday for July 2023?
I make a motion.
Been moved and seconded to approve the sales tax holiday for July 2023. That'll be on July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Being the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number 4, alcohol permit. The NWTF National Wild Turkey Foundation had an alcohol permit. It was approved by the ABC board and went through the appropriate processes. We had some technical difficulties and couldn't get it printed for the meeting. So that being said, I want to ask that we approve it for the record for the alcohol permit on the National Wild Turkey Foundation. Is there any questions about this? All right, not entertain a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposed? Independent chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number 5, proclamation for April as National Child Abuse Prevention Month. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and this is a proclamation that reads as follows. I'll try to read it really fast. Whereas our children are our most valuable resources and reshape the city of Dallasville, childhood trauma, including abuse, neglect, is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solution requires input and action from everyone. And whereas childhood trauma can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims of abuse, and whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children, and whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, law enforcement agencies, and families. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that build strong children and families. And whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community in partnership to build awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families, now therefore be it resolved, the city of Allentown does hereby proclaim April as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in Aliceville, Alabama, and urges all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving quality of life for all children and families. Can I get a motion to approve the proclamation for National Child Abuse Prevention Month?
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation for National Child Abuse Month. Is there any other discussion? That being said, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposed? Independent of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Now we're on accounts payable. Are there any questions about the bills as presented to you in your packs? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the bills as presented. There's been a motion
I second that motion.
and a second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposed? Independent chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Now we're down to our department reports. Chief?
Yes, good afternoon. For the month of March, as as of today, we have 3 arrests, 2 theft of properties, 1 break and entering, 1 reckless endangerment, 1 identity theft, 1 domestic violence, and 2 possession of drugs. So that's what we have. Thank you, Chief. Anything else? Thank you, Chief. On our street department, our street supervisor wife was in surgery today. It was successful, so I ask that you keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Grass cutting season is upon us. We ask that please, ma'am, please, sir, that you please don't throw trash out the window. If we catch you throwing trash out the window, I caught somebody today throwing trash out the window, and I rolled up on them like I was the police. Don't say that. I'm sorry, I didn't say that out loud. I followed them to where they went to, and I asked them, "Hey, why'd you throw the trash out?" And they were very receptive, kindly. I don't advise anybody does that, but what I do advise is let's be clean about our community. That being said, with the fire department, Chief, you got anything, Chief?
Yeah, we got a total of 14 calls. 10 of those were ambulance call, 1 grass fire, 1 structure fire, 1 vehicle fire, and 1 woods fire.
Thank you, Chief. What I will ask also is that before you burn, please check the weather. If you know it's going to be windy, don't burn. I know it seems like a common thing, but a lot of our fires, and Chief will probably attest to it, that spread and become worse fires often start because somebody gets a fire out of control. So please, ma'am, please, sir, if it's wind and you throw a leaf in the air and it blows, not a good day to burn. All right. If it hadn't rained in 30 days, not a good day to burn. At nighttime in a ditch, not a good time to burn. So please, ma'am, please, sir, I'm saying all these because they were born out of circumstances that we have had to deal with. So please, ma'am, please, sir, be mindful of when you burn. Chamber of Commerce report, we don't have anyone from the chamber. And on the museum report, they're gearing up for the prisoner of war reenactment that would be in the city of Aliceville on May the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. That's the same week as graduation for Aliceville High School. So there will be some unique activities. They will have some people who have written books on the subject. They will have some people who will be supporting those who are veterans and some of the contributions that they made during World War II. And they will have those individuals there. So it'll be a unique opportunity to do something unique in the city of Aliceville. And of course, they will have the POW set up at the old Somerville place where they'll do some sample marching in. We know last year, we thank our police and our fire department for escorting them from the old food fair parking lot all the way to the football stadium. So that was a long march. So I think they'll be doing that again. But it was a unique sight to see. The only place you can see it is in Aliceville. So thank you for that report. I'm going to ask Mr. Kennedy to stand at this time, please. Mr. Kennedy has been working for the last year, a little over a year, as our economic developer. He has been working on a part-time basis with the understanding that if things were progressing, or if there was some positive impact that we were having, then we would look at next year, which is this year, bringing that on full time. It was budgeted in our budget for this year, and Mr. Kennedy will start with us full time in the near future. So I urge you, John Q. Citizen, y'all know who Mr. Kennedy is.
He's already been working on a number of projects, some that we can talk about, some that we can't talk about. But we're looking forward to the growth in Allentsville, and he'll be somebody who will be dedicated to that as well as other projects around the city. So I encourage you to ask him questions. He's open. You know my policy, as everybody does. Hey, we're going to the top. That's it. I like that. So in saying that, not a better song could have been played. So we're looking forward to great things, with an emphasis on housing and an emphasis on job creation as well. Those are the two things that we need the most: jobs and places for people to stay overall for the city of Allentsville, as well as a number of other things, but that he'll be working on too. But those are two of his big three projects. Does anybody not in the open meeting have a question? You can ask him a question after the meeting's over with. And again, I ask that you welcome him on board. The expectations are high. The expectations are high, but his expectations are high too. And when we say that we need results, this is not something I said it to my council members, and I said it to John Cooper. This is not something that we're gonna get a PACCAR to come to Allentsville tomorrow. It's not gonna happen tomorrow. Now it may happen next week. It may happen in a year or two. But if you don't have anybody in that role, it's hard to try to even go out and be in a position to receive. So I encourage you to be patient with him. Ask him for updates. He knows what he can say and what he has done, and what he will continue to do. And we're looking forward to making announcements about job creation, job sustaining, and hopefully something with housing soon. Moving right along, is there any other scheduled public comments? Anyone in our audience that has something to say at this time? Now I'm going to ask that our council members, and ask Councilmember Wilder. You gotta hold it close.
Hold it out. There you go, hold it out, hold it out. Three things, make four. One is, I like to commend the police department, the way we handle things this weekend. I know you're gonna do it. But I was there, the police department, and your action was still on target. I worked right alongside them. It's one of the things, one of the other, I like to commend our city manager for a job, and her staff in the city, city hall, we work around here at City Hall. I love y'all to death, y'all on. I mean, y'all hold on, meeting with y'all on. But I like to commend y'all and what we are doing, we're moving forward. This is City Hall that y'all can call. Don't call it like you do high school, you curse them out. But just call it for information, you're gonna be able to get it. If you got anything you need to do or anything else than not, you got a city manager that's on it. When she gets out of me, when she's a guidance counselor, because she counts me every day. But she just do everything to help the city, and she knows. So please, I'd like to commend y'all, 8 of y'all, and 8 of y'all, on a job well done, and keep up the good work. The last thing, Mayor, is Ms. Nolan, our county commissioner, the film for a mother. I talked with her before I came to City Hall tonight. The film is Saturday at 11 o'clock at Providence. Is that right? Yeah. Saturday 11 o'clock at Providence. For Jim Nolan's mother. So I was letting you know that. I know you were going to do it. She I talked to her before we got here tonight. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman.
We had a good weekend. Great parade, great pep rally, tailgate. It was on time. But March, the 11th, I went with the people.
March the 12th.
Was it 12th?
I think it was 12th.
But one of those guys, it was a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Nah. What was it? I went with them, that's my first time going on cleanup with them. Said,
We appreciate you.
we went to what they call Ratchet City, but the Cotton Hill. No, I'm saying that was there about. They weren't calling it. But anyway, that's my people over there. That's my people over there. And we cleaned up and they discussed. We took. I'm at bad about 6-7 days.
We had a few numbers that time, that's why the bags was more.
Right.
About
But we
6
come there one day, we're gonna go back. And the guy was telling me people from someone else come there and post stuff. I haven't went back there and checked yet.
It's still clean.
It's clean.
Yeah,
Okay.
they still clean. They cleaned up and cut down trees and everything.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't been good. What's the name of y'all?
Engaging our community outreach.
Engaged. I forgot. I enjoy with y'all. Got a little exercise in, and when is the next one?
April the 22nd.
April the 22nd. Okay, yeah. So I'm down with it, man. Help keep the city out of it. Clean it up, man. Still complaining. Go out and do something.
Tell it. That's right.
Do something.
Tell it. Yeah.
I appreciate what Miss Roselle, Miss Williams, and over there, yeah. So another thing, my neighbor, he passed off. I had 2 people in my neighborhood, and I first responded. David Dale, fire department. Mr. Tony Phillip, he's been here for a while, 82. So keep in prayers. Look, man. Thank you.
Again, thank you everyone for who participated on Saturday. It was very well attended event, and it brought a lot of people back to the city of Allentsville. So I want to thank everyone for that. The city of Allentsville will be doing a special ceremony for our basketball team. We're trying to kind of let everybody else do all their celebration stuff, and then once it's done, we'll have them come to the city hall. I've also spoken with Representative AJ McCampbell, and we're gonna look at trying to get them to Montgomery, so that way they can receive a special proclamation as well, in order to honor their significant goal that was reached, and brought a lot of pride to the city of Allentsville. Also, I want to thank individuals who came to the meeting for the mobile home park. We wanted to put a lot of information out there to get things corrected, so that way no one can not get information, or if they don't have information, it's because they choose not to listen to the information.
That's it.
So that being said, we're looking forward to a positive relationship with the current ownership, or if they decide to have new ownership, because our requirements are still going to be the same. Our standards are not going to go down just because the ownership does not want to meet the requirements. That being said, I'd like to kind of end on a good note, and just encourage everyone to be active in your community. Get ready to there's a lot more activity that's happening. COVID-19 is kind of dark shadow that we're under is kind of over. So we want to encourage people to get out, volunteer. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to do things such as with different programs. So if Allentsville is not the way you want it to be, you put a hand in making Allentsville where it needs to be. So this is not the council city. This is not the mayor's city. This is all of our city.
Right.
So if we want it to be great, it's up to all of us to be great. And that being said, I entertain a motion. Also, the walk that we had on Saturday morning, we had a multiple sclerosis walk that we had. It was very well attended. There were probably about 30 or 40 people, I guess, that walked in it. And that being said, that was a significant accomplishment because we had a lot going on Saturday. So we appreciate those that walked in the walk. Multiple sclerosis affects minorities and higher outputs. And so we're a minority community. And so it's good to put awareness on this disease. There is no cure. So we're fighting for a cure. And on Saturday, we walk for a cure. So thank you to everybody who participated and brought awareness to this issue. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
Been moved and second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposed? Have a good night.